What is up, everybody? I'm No Lex Given, back with some more live Storybook Brawl gameplay and not super impressive heroes, to be totally honest. I think I might lean toward Mad Catter or maybe Mordred for, I don't know, they're just a little bit more exciting than Jax Giant. I think generally people do like when I play Mad Catter. So maybe we go, though. You know what? I haven't played Mordred in a while. Let's try out Mordred. We can do some fun tricks on the hero, and I think that it is a good late game hero for where we've found ourselves recently. I'm debating just picking up a shrink drink on this first shop. Yeah, that seems fine enough. Let's just go for the shrink drink, and then the reason that I am somewhat inclined to go Mordred, I'm going to give a small spoiler here. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen the past 3 videos. I've gone for a scam comp almost every time in the end game. And Mordred, I think, is pretty good when that is the avenue that you go down. So let's maybe try out Mordred here. And I don't think there's any reason to put anything in my hand to start off with, but I do think rolling the die is pretty reasonable. We'll pick up any royal that we find for Lonely Prince, and then we'll just roll the die and take whatever else is there. Especially if we can find Cindy, that would probably be the best option, but anything's pretty reasonable. I would probably take another Lonely Prince as well. That would be at the top of my list. And then I'd like to roll into a Polywoggle or something. If we can dream up some ideal scenarios. That's a really, really good hit for the baby dragon. That will keep us winning here up against the Fates. So that's good. There's the Cindy. And I'm not going to be too greedy or too upset that we didn't also get the Polywoggle. I am more than happy to just pick up the Cindy, rather, and I'm just debating if there's anything else we'd like to do. I mean, Baby Root is arguably more useful with Mordred. I don't think there's even a great way to make use of Cinderella here. I'm trying to think, is there any way that we can currently make use of... No, because it's not even Horde Dragon can have Ring of Meteors either. So there's really no great way to make use of Mordred. I'm just going to throw Cindy backline so that way it can trade with a baby dragon, though maybe that's wrong. We do get a nice sequence of combats here, getting to eat my opponent's Polywoggle and then them attacking into the Frog Prince. So all of that is quite good. And now what do we want to do? Well, honestly, I like a lot of the things in this shop. And if I'm going to just cast the Falling Stars, which is free, then I might as well sell off this Tiny anyways. So I sell off the Tiny. The problem is I want the White Stag and I want the Lucky. Lucky's a pretty good way to make use of Mordred as well. So that's a little bit tough. So I think I'm locking here. The other problem is I want to pick up the Lucky as soon as possible, but I also want to grab the White Stag just because it's strong. So maybe I'm doing something like this. And I'm just locking on to Ogre Princess because it's good with the White Stag. And this is fine, I think. The reason I say Lucky is good with Mordred is just because sometimes it's tough to fit Lucky on the board and play everything else that you want to, and it's just good value out of an additional character that you field. Think that we do still wind up losing this? No, we actually just barely get a win here on 1 health here. Really close one. 42 health on Mordred feels great. Let's double Stag. You know, Stag actually isn't that great with Mordred, if we consider how that could potentially go. But I am excited to pick up Ogre Princess. I'm somewhat inclined to just grab an Earthquake here to tick down Cindy, then we can activate it before 4.0. Sure. Sure. And then I'll roll, and not gonna lock on any of these things. I mean, no, you know what? I think we do. I think that Water Wraith is actually pretty good with Mordred, because we can summon additional things in, and summons is generally where I want to get to with Mordred as well. So maybe this is all good. I really like Hippocampus on Mordred, and Water Wraith. Being able to grab 2 of them, I think, is strong. We can also cast Beauty's Influence on one of them next turn, and flip the Cindy in that way. And then I'll just put the Lucky in my hand, probably put the Water Wraiths in the front line. And that's a really good Earthquake. We do summon some stuff off the Donkey for my opponent, but otherwise a really good Earthquake. And the rest of my attacks aren't that great. We do get to survive here, but we will take just a little bit of damage from this Wind-Streaking Beauty here. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, I like a ranged character for a lot of different reasons. I think I'm going to cycle the Brave Princess in and out here just so that I never have to see it again. Let's do that, but let's also cast this Beauty's Influence on Water Wraith and see what Cindy gives us. So, we do have Monster Manual with Ogre Princess, and then it's just okay with Mordred, and I know the Water Wraiths and the Minotaur monsters, but I'm not super inclined to go that. I think we just grab Big Book of Spells here almost every time, and then I guess I can sell out of the Baby Dragon to pick up another Water Wraith, and I'll summon in this Lucky off of that. So I think that this is reasonable. I'm like building a somewhat competent board, but then also looking for econ and looking for other ways to grab an advantage, which I think is generally how you want to play it. And the stags are awkward, the Water Wraiths are awkward, but they potentially lead into triples, which could be good. We could potentially still find ourselves in a Crystal Ball era here. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, this is where Mordred is awkward with the White Stag, is now these stags are going to have their attacks delayed, though. We still grabbed one of those stag attacks, which is potentially good enough with a big ranged character like Spellweaver. Let's see. My opponent has Shepherd Sling plus a board full of sheep. How is that going to go? Looks like we are going to get a loss here to the 8th place player in the lobby. We're still in 2nd, though, so I'm not feeling that terrible. And now we can pick up Bearded Vulture, which is obviously a pretty big come-up. There's also Wizard's Familiar, which is just nice because maybe we find ourselves playing mages. I'm going to sell out a Cindy to play another ranged character in the back line. I did like the Bearded Vulture, but now I'm seeing less opportunities for it. I mean, it's still bigger than the Frog Prince, but I think I'd rather grab a treasure here first. Let's grab a treasure and then see what's up. What's up? Okay. Eye of Aries definitely leads you towards summoning and is also good with Mordred, so I'm going to grab that. It's not good with Greedy, and we're too big for Gingerbread Knight, and I accidentally pressed the roll button anyways, so looks like that's what we're doing. Guess we could go Brave... No. Let's play Ogre Princess, and then we could actually play Lightning Dragon. That's kind of fun as well. But I like the Time Flies, too. So I'm just going to go Forbidden Fruit into Time Flies. I'm also just now noticing this. I can get it in time. Okay, so now we're doing a lot more on summons. This is going to be big with the Eye of Aries of it all. The White Stag is now our 3rd attacking character, which is certainly a little bit awkward and means that it's not super likely to get the bonuses, but I think the sheep can carry us here well enough that we are okay, even if we aren't getting this White Stag bonus. We get the Ogre Princess and the Lucky as options, and I do want to pursue these options here. So let's just grab both of these and see what we can make happen. Maybe we do this for a second. And then I could just grab this Forbidden Fruit. That allows me to roll and then still find a Water Wraith, an Ogre Princess, or a Lucky, or even a Spellweaver. I'll take a Spellweaver too, though I will have to sell something. So I guess we do have one more roll, considering I've got to sell off something here. Don't really know what I want to sell. Princess Peep, again, builds us towards that treasure. I mean, is it crazy to just toss the White Stag? Maybe not, considering how... We could actually make the White Stag our Mordred character. But I think I sell it off so that I'm building towards a bunch of treasures here. Let's do that. And then we're just going to summon in Luckies. I'm not playing the Ogre Princesses yet, but basically the Eye of Aries is just buying us a lot of power on the board, and then we're using that power to kind of greed and look for Crystal Ball, because I think that we're strong enough to do so. We're down to 29, which is kind of crazy because we're still in second place. And like I said, I don't think this is like super greedy. I think that we're actually doing an okay job here. Water Wraith goes down without too much additional growth. Chupacabra is going to slay, but I think these sheep should be able to clean it up. My opponent does have a large Queen of Hearts. I'll want to focus on the Queen. Actually, I guess the Chupe's going to go down regardless. Nothing I can do, but we still managed to get the win. All right, 4 different things that I can pair off right here, or I can grab the end. Silly stuff happening right now. Let's just use the end, I think. I want to use the end because I also want to cycle out these 0-cost cards in the shop from our Luckies. So let's do this, and then let's roll. And, okay, well, I like Wish Upon a Star, but what I'd really like to do here is pick up an Aeon and find a Crystal Ball. So here's the potential Crystal Ball, and this could even give us Aeon, which is kind of crazy. So maybe we do this. We could now be summoning the Ogre Princess, which is kind of cool. And I do think that my job here is to roll for Aeon and lock onto that. Seeing some potentials for level 6 characters with the True Love's Kisses. But I'm just going to roll for Aeon. I think that's good enough. We've got some health potions here. We should be summoning in the Ogre Princess, and I do think... Haven't been paying enough attention, but I think that we summon the Ogre Princess and then we summon the Time Flies. I'm pretty sure. You know what? It should be like this. Because now Ogre Princess has first attack, whereas otherwise if, like, say this Lucky gets attacked into, then Ogre Princess would summon in the 4th spot, which would actually be kind of terrible. Mummies look a little bit scary, though I think the sheep will hold down the fort here. Basically regardless. We just have so many sheep and they can all trade with this Shadow Assassin, and they just need a 3-for-1 trade with the Spellweaver. So we'll be able to get it done. I think that we are really strong. We're leading this lobby, and we've got the Crystal Ball, and we're up in XP. So I think that we're firing basically on all cylinders here in a really nice way. We grabbed a Shoulder Fairies for free. Maybe I will True Love's Kiss that. I don't think I'm going to pick up the Lady of the Lake. I think I'm just going to roll for Aeon. I'm going to roll for Aeon, though. I will True Love's Kiss this. Another Time Flies is kind of cool, though. I don't really have any intention on tripling it, so it's not a huge deal. Baba Yaga might actually just be worth picking up here. Means that we have to toss Shoulder Fairies, but we can also use it to support the Ogre Princess right now. And it supports the summon characters that we have, kind of. Not really. Not actually really at all. But we'll pretend. We could kidnap. Don't think we're going to do that. Think we're going to roll for Aeon here and just not worry about anything else. Yeah, this is fine. We don't want to lock a shop anyways because that overrides Ogre Princess. And Ogre Princess is kind of silly here because Big Book of Spells means that we don't have any extra shop space. So anything that Ogre Princess gives us is going to override the rest of the stuff. 75% to slay here from the Ogre Princess, though it gets attacked into, so that's not going to happen today. The Spellweaver in slot 2 is a little bit awkward as well for the reasons we outlined previously, but I think that we are still quite strong again, just with these sheep. Holding down the fort in the backline should be enough to take out this Wizard's Familiar. And then we just need to find this eventual Aeon. And then I think we are cooking with gas here. Rest of the lobby looking close to being dead. We could pick up some pigs. I don't hate it. It's cheap. But I'd have to sell off some stuff here that I rather like. I'd have to sell off Wizard's Familiar or Lucky, which I just don't want to do. Could Mix-a-Wizzle into a Shard of the Ice Queen. Alright, I lost that. You know what I think I'm actually going to do here? No, I don't want to flip over the Ogre Princess either. Let me just take my camera off the screen. No, I don't want to give up any of my other potential treasures here, so I'm just going to not use Shard of the Ice Queen and basically just roll down for Aeon. I think we've got to feed this to the Kraken now. Because we could find Aeon, or we could find the hat. So we did have a few different options here. I don't know how that got over there, but that's fine. I'm not going to use this to roll, but let's put in another ranged character instead of the Lucky. Let's try to get a little bit stronger. Be a little bit less greedy here. Okay, we do get the Ogre Princess Slay. That's fantastic. Will that be enough? I'm not sure. The lobby is definitely getting stronger right now. If they... Okay, they're going to steal a sheep. No, but they've got pigs. So they steal a sheep. Oh, actually, they don't even get to steal a sheep because their board is full. So that's kind of funny. But I think that Juliet plus all of their pigs plus their Sword of Fire and Ice, it's just going to be a little bit too much for me. I take 9 down to 24. I'm totally okay with that. We get to grab a potential Merlin's hat here. Okay, nice. Let's toss the Eye of Aries. And now we're just full mages. This is a really good thing. Oh no, we no longer have Eye of Aries. Okay, we're going to start getting rid of Luckies. Actually, we're not playing the Peeps here either, so maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have held on to the Luckies, but this is fine. Let's just start casting some spells, I suppose. We could get out of Mordred now, too, despite him being a late-game hero. Yeah, just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything here. I think I'm still somewhat tempted to go for Aeon. Though I think otherwise I'm just looking for mage things. I'm going to roll past the Robin there, and I'll finish off on Blessing of Athena, and then I can throw this guy back in. So right now Robin Hood's pumping up Baba Yaga, which is a great option. And maybe I should do this, actually. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Put the summons in front of Baba Yaga as well. Are we going to get the slay with Ogre Princess? It was a 50-50, so we missed a... Well, we were pretty likely to slay there, but we did miss. The pigs are even potentially a little bit soon, but still bring a lot of stats to the board, and now... Can my ranged characters bring it home? Actually, they're not going to be able to. So we take a ton of damage here. 3 upgraded characters. We take 15 down to 10. But now can we do some mage stuff? I think so. I think we're going to be okay. The only thing that I would really be interested in here is treasure map. So I think it's a waste of gold to pick up any characters from there. Evil Twin on Baba Yaga. I probably should have made a copy, or I should have made the Spellweaver good. I was just thinking that it was like our only Witch's Brew target that was left. 6 coin for a Baba Yaga is a little much. Here. Alright. This guy is definitely good, though. Let's grab him. I think I'll even throw him in a croc. And then let's cast some more spells. Bang. I was thinking it makes knighthood a little bit awkward, but I think that was a fine way to play it, and then could finish off with Genie's Wish. I'm going to keep rolling, though, because we are... our spells are still cheap, so I think it's still worth going for. All right, a lot of my characters... Actually, this gives it the Robin Hood buff, so that's better. And I'll finish off with this. We do have Empress P, and then we also have Echo Wood, which do some things on this board, but we're going to go for like a hybrid Good Boy board here, where Good Boy is really just going to pump up the Baba Yaga and the Robin Hood, but that's maybe still enough. Okay. I guess Good Boy also pumps up the Water Wraith, and Good Boy's also now makes Bear Stain a really live draw, which is something to think about. You summon a Good Boy in off the Mordred hero power, and then Bear Stain gets to pump it up. So that's definitely something cool. We get the win there. Wasn't sweating it. Just realized the tracker's not up as well. Though, never mind. We are playing a croc. So there's no sense in really trying to make the tracker work here. Do I want to go Hercules? I just think that's a lot of coin to spend. So I'm not going to worry about Hercules. Let's grab a lucky coin. Let's grab this. We could just start putting more stats on the Good Boy here now. I think that's going to be the way to play it. There we go. That's why I kept it. Let's feed this to the Kraken. Let's give some more stats to Good Boy. We're going to put him there. Seems good enough. Maybe we do like this. Yeah, that's fine, because these other things are big enough that the Good Boy probably dies first. True Love's Kiss. We could throw it on Robin Hood. Could throw it on the Water Wraith and it stays a good character, so that seems fine. Okay, that's pretty good. Another Baba Yaga, another Wizard's Familiar. It's probably not too late for Wizard's Familiar, but I'm just going to try to cast as many spells as possible onto the Good Boy. And I could go for a Knighthood here. Let's do this. Oh, this lets me do it. Okay. Sure. Reckless Wager to finish off. I think the Ogre Princess is fine in my hand because it will always summon before the Good Boy trigger happens here. A little bit awkward that our Good Boy survives, but it'll get attacked into eventually. There's the Ogre Princess. Ogre Princess grabs a sleigh as well. And will this Good Boy ever die? I think we've got the stats here to win regardless. Though we lose our Scion, we're still going to have an upgraded Good Boy on 2 of our ranged characters in the back line, and I think that's probably enough to beat a Pumpkin. Let's see. Double Monster Book, backline Applewood, not super threatening, frontline Medusa, not super threatening. So I think we take it down. It's just going to come down to what's in the books. What's in the books? It's close. It's close. 2 ranged characters on my opponent's side of the board. A very, very close fight from Merlin, but we are going to be able to take it there. And let's see where we can take it from here. Bear Stain, like I said, still a really big draw. Grab 2 evil characters from the Mordred. I'm almost thinking of just making myself another Good Boy. For 6? How do I like that idea? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Probably continue to play this because it's a good character. Maybe just play this because it's more stats, though. I don't hate the beans. Here's another Good Boy and another Good Boy. Well, it's really good to play a bunch of Good Boys, though you want to play good boys. Sell 2 things to triple it. I'm just running out of time here. I don't want to... I was thinking about even locking onto it, too, though it's a lot of gold. I didn't want to triple it in the last few seconds of the turn and then basically lose all of my board here. I just thought it was too risky, and I kind of panicked there. But I think an upgraded good boy plus 2 more good boys is still pretty good. Now, we don't get the full value out of it, of course. Okay, this is really close. This is really close. We take 2 damage here, or take 8 damage down to 2, rather. But here's the bear stain, baby. Okay, so now we can start to do something really fun, I think. And that is summoning. We don't need this. Summoning a good boy. So this is the character that we are now summoning, and this is our first character dead. I'd like to put the Spellweaver in, though it just doesn't have the means to do so yet. I think we still put all spells here. Of course, now we find this. We definitely never want to dream, because that's our whole comp, and another bear stain. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. This is currently pumping up the Baba Yaga, so it's not even super impressive. I think I'm going to get rid of this, and it's still a ranged good character. I have to get rid of one of these other things. I mean, I don't have to. I could just roll the die into it. Oh, that's right. I'm not even playing. Well, maybe Robin Hood Frontline is still good, right? So I have to sell off one of these 2 things. Let's sell off this. It's probably less replaceable. Add in another bear stain and then fire off a Toil and Trouble. And I think this is really good, because this is going to summon in with triple the stats off of Mordred. We have to not get scammed here. My opponent with a Medusa and double upgraded pumpkins, but we attack into the Medusa, baby, and now we've got a 100 power upgraded good boy. That is an insane amount of stats, and that should definitely power through a pumpkin, though it's definitely not, we're not getting the kill here onto my opponent, so we still have the potential to get scammed the next time we play them, because nobody else is taking this player down. Double upgraded pumpkin. That's a job for double upgraded good boy here. So we'll see how far we can get in terms of killing them. We're going to hit them for 11 down to 5. With no upgraded characters, we're not really dealing that much damage, but now we're into the top 3, and we're up against the Ghost. Okay. So now the goal is just how big can we make this good boy for the resummon? Ooh, okay, that is also a little bit spicy, because we could put one good boy inside of a croc, and then one good boy could summon in off of Mordred. But the problem is, when you croc a good boy, it no longer gets the buffs from other good boys, so it has to be your first good boy dying. It's still definitely possible to do. You would do it like this. This would be the lineup. And this is still reasonable. And then we would croc here. And then we'd be able to summon in another one here. I think it's too risky. It's too risky when one of our opponents is playing a Medusa board. Ooh, we get to flip that good boy. That's nice. Green Knight, kind of cool. I'm running out of time. Let's just do this. Alright, I ran out of time. Didn't get to lock onto that additional knighthood, which could have been insane. Ooh, and that bear stain kill is actually kind of crazy. Wait a minute. The Ghost? No, not the Ghost. The Ghost! Wow! Wow, we were so well set up for that game. And we died to the Ghost! Man. Well, you know what? It's honestly, I mean, that was still a really fun game. That was my fault, because I should have looked at the Ghost, like looked at their previous comp through the tracker, and I should have been spending my time more efficiently on the end game. I got a little bit cocky, I thought, and I was playing with some other cute ideas with the croc. Still think that we did really well, but that's unfortunate, because we could have taken that one the full way, and instead we died to the Ghost, which is just absolute humiliation. Fun one though, regardless, with the upgraded good boy.
And that's going to be it for me today. So thank you guys very much for watching. I guess we also had Hatball Book, and we weren't even able, we never saw an Aeon that whole time. We did eventually find the hat, so we didn't really need the Aeon. But yeah, crazy game. A lot of stuff going on. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make use of it all, but we still wind up with a third place victory. So if we take a look here, we are now pretty close to, I guess we're 75%, right, of the way to hitting Mythic. So seems like we will probably get there pretty shortly, but for today, that's going to be it for me. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.